if you go down and check your family tree, you're gonna have some, coconuts. You're gonna have some apples. You're gonna have some oranges. Then you try to figure out how did all that get on one tree. And I'll say this: that if you have one relative that equates to your pinky toe being someone that does not look like you currently, I'll be doggone if I'm gonna cut my pinky toe off just to satisfy a group of people. Because I don't know about anybody else, but if you ever stubbed your pinky toe on the coffee table, I guarantee you, you can't walk, you can't talk, and all you see is stars. I yield the mic.
That's a fact.
Facts.
You can cut my pinky toe off.
Real talk. I mean, my take on it, I've always summed it up simple as if there was anybody before the moment that you would conceive that got that application to pick and choose what sex, what nationality, whatever construct you want to identify yourself as, whoever had that application before they was conceived, please let me know, show it to me, because in my time, I just realized I'm not, why won't they say just realize? Over time, I've realized it's my time fighting over something I have no control over. I had no control over who I was going to be, who I was going to be born to, where I was going to be born. And true indeed, there were things that were done before my time that may have influenced the outcome to what it is today. But by no means I'm going to let that restrain me and keep me in a box or limit me on what I can do. Because I'm going to say it again, to me personally, it's just all another social construct to make you believe you can't achieve or can't do something to stop us from going back to where we was. And that's just my personal take on it. I mean, anybody else have anything else they want to add into it?
No,
I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
you said who was gonna be your mama? You chose this, brother.
I mean, it's just a way I just look at it.
I knew you
Don't
was
let
gonna
that
be my
distract
mama.
us from- We have a job to do, And like we say, our mission statement at the Thompson's Assembly is the education and social services and teaching of the culture of helping the indigenous American become self-sufficient. And it starts by everybody taking that time out to do genealogy.
You said it. Can't let it hold you back. Can't be out here talking about some, it's for all my ancestors.
I mean, on that note for the night, we say we're going to basically do a little hour build on it real quick. Anybody got any closing remarks they want to add into it?
Well,
I guess go ahead, sir.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I look at the one era that we say nothing was really done, but major things were done, and that was the civil rights movement. And everyone looks at the face of the civil rights movement as Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, but there were a lot of those behind the scenes that did a ton of work, and you never knew how radical they were, but they let their money do the talking for them. For example, Sammy Davis Jr. played a major role in the movement, because we have to remember, Dr. King had a family. It cost money to get from town to town. He wasn't hitchhiking. He wasn't walking all the way. So money had to come from somewhere. Harry Belafonte. Daylight coming, we wanna go home. It was a major contributor. And sometimes I think that when it comes to this issue of race, that we fall in line with those that yell the loudest. And especially in this community. If you yell the loudest, then you're getting the most done. But we are to be working in secret and moving, because whether people like it or not, and I know some are trying to get out of this system, but in order to get out of this system, it's going to cost you money to get out of the system. And then once you're out of the system, you're still going to need some form of currency in order to just make it day to day. So I would take this stance and say, again, listen with your eye, your third eye. Don't look at your physical eye. Don't see with your physical eye. And the reason why I say this, and I'm going to yield the mic, that when it comes to getting scammed, I've been scammed by, well, no, I'll say this way, let me rephrase it. Those that look like me have attempted to scam me more than people that don't look like me. And I'm just talking about in this community. With that,
that's because they want your business.
All right, there you go. And that's what I say. And when we understand that the conflict is, if you double the population and put people in less than half the space, and then you give them a quarter of the resources, I don't care what social construct you fall into, whatever category, there will be conflict. It can't help but be conflict. If we are people that are of the land and we walk the land, and all of a sudden you pack me in to a project like in Chicago or up in New York, and then you expect me not to be violent, doesn't work like that. So no matter who you are or where you are, that a lot of conflict comes when you're in close proximity to one another. So let's keep that in mind and know that this is, again, we hear it all the time, but I'll say this and I'm going to yield the mic, that this is chess and not checkers. I yield the mic.
Valid points. Anybody else?
No. He killed it.
Oh, sorry.
Did.
Oh, would you say copy Indio? I'm sorry. I know cutting you off.
No, I was just saying he did kill it. And you know what? Matter of fact, you know, we use the chess analogy every so often, and we are definitely distracted with checkers when we need to start playing chess. And part of where we're going with this analysis of race is why do we need to be divided? Why do we need to be in competition with each other? Because as long as we're in competition with each other, we won't worry about the people, and it's a small group of them, it's not a lot of them, the people that actually are benefiting from our competition. They are the people who get enriched regardless of how much or how little money we ever make. Okay, and so we need to be careful, and we need to be watchful of the people that's telling you to hate your neighbors, that's telling you to be suspicious of your neighbors because they don't look like you, because they don't look like they're part of your tribe, because the people down the street that look just like you are probably plotting to do bad things to you, you know, but we foolishly take this stance that, well, because people look like me, then I can trust them. And that couldn't be further from the truth. So we have to understand this. And we have to understand that your neighbor, because his skin may be paler than yours, okay, because her hair may be straighter than yours, is not your enemy. Not necessarily. I mean, if you talk to this person, interact with this person, and you find out that is the case, then so be it. But by and large, we can't go under the assumption that these people are our enemies. So we have to be mindful of this, and we have to be suspicious, like I said, of any group of people telling you to discriminate against people based on how they look. This is the tool of the colonizer. This is the tool of the oppressor and the people that benefit from your oppression, from your poverty, from your chaos. That is their order. You can't play that game like that. You have to find out who you are, because part of their order is in your disorder, not just in your poverty, your destitution, your oppression, but also your lack of memory, your identity crisis. They live for that. They benefit from that. So you have to find out who you are. You have to find out who your real family is. And by family, I mean by as extension, your tribe and your nation and so on and so forth. But also, you have to understand the people, whether they look like you or not, that are your friends, that do have common interests with you, that can do business with you. Think of how many of us haven't started businesses and can't do business because we're so worried about people getting over on us. But if you align yourself with people who have similar interests, you can do business with those people, deal with those people. So we shouldn't be as closed-minded as to see things strictly on race, because that is the tool used against us. And with that, I'll yield.
Good points. Good points. Anybody else got anything they want to add to it?
We'll be on at 6 in the morning, from 6 to 10. Don't miss that cab.
That's right.
So on that note,
left behind.
I guess oh, sorry, Copper, what you were saying?
No, I said that's right. Don't get left behind.
So I guess on that note, that ends the first bill on what is race, and this will be the first of many, because we all know that one conversation isn't going to fix anything. You know, it's just an icebreaker. And maybe next time around we can get, people from the audience to put your input forward on how you feel about it or how you see it, or so we can all start working towards a way for us to get out these situations, But we know the first thought is genealogy, and like Coach say, don't forget to catch that cab in the morning. It's been nice. Enjoyed that everybody came out. Peace. See you in the Grand Rising. Good night.
Peace.
Thanks, everybody. Peace.